Hey guys, this is Sam from the Chess Beast, and today we are going to continue the series of Who Says Classical Chess is Boring. Today we are going to see a game played between Efim Bogoljubow and Alexander Alekhine. If I talk about Alexander Alekhine, he was one of the best world champions ever. He was a very attacking player, and he was very famous for his opening idea, that is the Alekhine defense. He was a great attacking player, as I mentioned, and he has given some immortal games in the game of chess. If I talk about Efim Bolgojubov, he was Alexander Alekhine was Russian grandmaster, and Efim Bolgojubov was so. And if I talk about his play, he was a great player. He was a great human being, and he was very famous working with various world champions, grandmasters, and yeah, he was a very strong player. So the game which I'm going to show you guys today is actually played in the year 1962 in Hastings, and this is pretty much very famous game. I hope you like the game. So without further ado, let's start the game. The game started with one pawn to d4 and f5, sorry, c4, knight f6, the Dutch defense, g3, e6, d6, e6, sorry, bishop g2, bishop b4, bishop d2, bishop d2, knight d2, knight c6, knight g3. Well, this is all standard stuff, nothing new in the opening so far. Castles, d6, queen b3, maybe eyeing to do something via this a2 g8 diagonal, king h8, tucking the king away, queen c3, e5, just trying to open up the center, because once the center is open, then black can get a free hand to attack the king side. Because of this f5 pawn push, black can always have this chance to bring his rook into the play, not this, of course, yeah, and also bring this queen into the play, so not here, rather here. With this f5 move, he gets a lot of ideas via these squares. So after e5, white plays e3, keeping control of the center, keeping it dynamic and not releasing the tension. a5. Okay, one of the ideas of white in this position is actually a queenside offensive, and black actually stops it by playing a5, b3, queen e8, trying to bring this queen all over to h5, a3, queen h5, and here the natural move of b4, which was actually an idea on the very first hand, is actually met by this move e4, and after knight e1, a takes on b4. The point being that if you take here, then I take here, sorry, not there, but over here, and after you recapture with the queen, I just take your pawn. Let me just show the line. After a b4, rook a1, queen a1, and knight b4. And black is just a pawn up, and with all these light square weaknesses here, uh, I guess black is better. So yeah, b4 is not possible, and white says, okay, if you're stopping me from playing king side in the queen side, I'll just go in the king side. h4, knight g4, just normal moves, knight g5, bishop d7, just nothing much. Yeah, f3. Okay, f3 is a very suspicious move, which on the first hand looks to be a very critical move, because f3 weakens so many pawns over here, but somehow f3 is sort of fine. It does create some weakness, but white has some ideas. He wants to close the king side, and somehow he wants to close the king side so that he can continue his offensive on the queen side. Black says, okay, go for it. Knight f6, f4, and this was the idea to close the center, because now if he goes e4, then white can now go for b4, and since black hardly has any play on the king side, white is doing fine. Black understands it, and blacks understands it, but yet he plays e4, rook d1, h6, knight h3, d5, trying to open the center again. The more you keep the center dynamic, the more you get chances. Knight f1, just remaneuvering the pieces, and now there are some maneuvers and few moves which I'm just going through quickly. Yeah, this was a critical point. Up to this point, the pieces just got themselves to a better position. The queen got to c3, the rook from d1 went to g2, and the knight on h3 and knight on f1. These are some changes, and black got his knight on b4 and got his queen back to e8. So these were little changes, but they were not so important. So right here, black actually opens up the center, playing d takes on c4, b takes on c4, bishop takes on a4, picking up a free pawn. Back is a simple pawn up, and this sort of black is better now, but still there's a lot of game left. Knight f2, trying to bring the knight into the game. Bishop d7, just picking up a pawn and just going back. Like guerrilla warfare, you just kill a man and just run away. It's just like that, you just take a pawn and just run away. Knight d2, b5. Yeah, b5 is a nice move. Black tries to open up the queen side so that he gets more files for this rooks and this rooks, so that they can infiltrate. Knight d1, knight d3. Knight d3 is a very good move. Well, why so? It's not so easy to explain right away. Let's see how the game went. White took on a5, and here I must ask you to pause the video and take a thing for at least 30 minutes, not less than that. At least 30 minutes if you're serious about the game. But if you just want to enjoy the game, then it's okay, no problem. But if you really want to, if you're really serious about the game, then you should take some times on the board and try to figure out a way for black to actually have a better play or sort of win. But yeah, go for it. So I hope you tried it, and if you found this move b4, then bravo, you're genius. b4 exclamatory mark. But that's still fine. The point being that rook into 8, that's a normal move. And here if you saw rook takes on, queen takes on 8, and thinking that okay, black has a nice position, black can bring his rook to the play, and the queen is coming in, and the rook supports the pass pawn, so the pass pawn keeps rolling. If you thought in that way, then good, you are good. But if you found this move, then you are genius once again. B takes on c3, brilliant move. A move which is being praised by chess enthusiasts for all these many years. Even today, this is a move which is always a wonder to watch. Rook takes on e8, and once again, what's the move here? Well, now there's no turning back. Now you have to play in the spirit of the game, and the move here is c2, just pushing the pawn, just giving away another rook, and just getting into this position, and just trying to mate this king on the e file. Rook takes on f8, king h7, and knight f2, c1 queen, knight f1. And yeah, now black actually has a queen for this rook, these two rooks. But believe me, this queen is way more active than these two rooks. Okay, this rook is still good, but this rook is horrible, I must say. Let's mark it with red, because red shows something like danger. So yeah, this rook is horrible. So this queen on d1, this knight on d3, and this bishop somehow coming via this or this, and the knight jumping in. Black is just dominating the game. Knight e1, brilliant move once again. He's just trying to attack this rook and try to get more control over this light squares. Rook h2, just protecting. Queen takes on c4, picking up yet another pawn, and also now opening this diagonal for this bishop. Rook b8, bishop b5, threatening to deliver a mate on f1. So white has to take it actually. Rook takes on b5, queen takes on b5, and now this position is completely winning for black. So let's just see the end. White played g4, trying to get some radical measures. Knight f3 check, bishop f3, ef3, g takes on f5. Well, black is completely winning. Queen e2, d5, knight, king g8, h5, king h7, e4. It's just just out of desperation. d6, cd6, f6, gf6, rook d2, queen e2, and this is a very good move. The idea is that once you take on e2, f takes on e2, f takes on e2, king f2, e takes on f1, queen, king takes on f1, and yeah, this is a completely winning, king pawn endgame, and yeah, d5. And it was in this position that Bogoljubow actually resigned the game. So this was a game which was played back in 1962, and you could see some brilliant play by Alekhine. Let's just get a small tour of this game once again. This is really brilliant stuff. All right, let's just get through the opening. And it all started right here when Black actually started to bring his queen and started to make some problems in. And here you could see a lot of understanding of chess, like closing the center, keeping the center dynamic, not releasing the tension, e4 rook d1, yeah, all basic stuffs. And some measures were taken by Black over here after rook g2, c takes on d4, opening up the center, b takes on bishop a4, picking up a pawn. And now this idea of b5, trying to open up the files, and knight d1. And here this knight d3 moves, knight d3 move, a brilliant one. Well, I must mention that Alekhine saw this whole combination back here in back here when he played knight d3, rook a5, and here comes this brilliant move b4, rook 8. Okay, still it's normal for people to just take on 8 and just play a normal game, but yeah, b takes on c3, rook takes on e8, c2, just bringing another queen, giving up a rook. And now after bringing this queen, bringing this knight into the play, taking up a pawn, bring this bishop, and now it was just brilliant. And black just wins flawlessly. Yeah, white resigns. So yeah, this was the game. Alekhine played some brilliant stuff actually to win this game, and I must say that this is one of my favorite games, and I just like the way how Alekhine keeps the center close, waits for the right moment to strike, and once he picks up the pawn, and then he just ends up the game in his style, just playing b5, b4, b takes on c3, c2, and just queening, and then just destroying the king. So yeah, this was the game. I hope you liked the game. We are looking forward to start the Olympiad series because from 21st the first match of India is about to happen. We will try to cover all the games of India, the best games, of course. We cannot cover all the 8 games actually, and you guys must be aware of the time format. It's 15 minutes, and yeah, that was it for the day. I hope you liked the game. Please like, share, and subscribe the channel. And for more such chess videos, please do watch the Chess Beast. Thanks for watching.